So I did have a cool idea. That is to look through the course catalog of every graduate student program offered at universities and then see how I could invite graduate students here. I could invite undergrads too, but graduate student programs, they do cooler shit, right? I think. And I could then see with all of them what I can brainstorm up as a cool assignment. And there's a variety. Even with like archaeologists, I have some legs of a cow. I've got some bones of various wild animals I found that were dead. And I could actually bury those in spots and then let them settle for some years. And then a person could actually, I could set up like a fake archaeological dig where they go in, and I could put goofy stuff in there too, you know, like toys or coins and stuff, and even plan a story behind it, like different levels of coins or levels of things that they would find. And it might take years to build a field of it, but then they would excavate it and they would, you know, put strings along it and choose sites, and it could be a site big enough that multiple people could work on it, which would be funner. I mean, it would just be a experimental thing, and maybe it wouldn't be for a grad student. Maybe they want to work on a real site, but maybe it's like adolescents who think they want to be an archaeologist, and I could offer that as a test thing that doesn't have the seriousness of a real site, but has all the fun. In fact, if we could make up some pretty elegantly bizarre stories about the history of a civilization, and we could start out at the lowest levels with primitive stuff and have even some tools in there and old stuff, and then as it gets higher and higher up, it would have higher technology things. So they would actually start with higher technology, and they would try and discover the story that was being told in the stuff we buried. I got a lot of weird ideas like that. I mean, you could do it too. You could just take an outline of like all the course catalog, I guess, and we could think, well, what are activities to do that course, or what are activities to do that thing? And some of it could be real. Like, I mean, I've got real botany work to be done here. I've had botanists, 2 of them out, to just analyze things in an intelligent way and put them in a spreadsheet. And I've also had, like, I had a group that was all people who are really into ferns. Like, they specialize in ferns, and they were really happy with my ravine, because it had, you know, they were just going around identifying shit. And it's just a ravine. I barely even looked at them. I'm not excited by ferns. I don't know anything about ferns, but they were happy, so I was happy. Of course, birds, you know. I mean, this could be a whole science experiment that goes on for years, because I want to put bird water places everywhere. And so if that's actually a funded effort where I build infrastructure for it, and they have ways to measure like how many birds go to a bird feeder. There's now AI bird feeder things. And they can also be out there with binoculars, and they can be cataloging nesting sites, you know, and then they can put a trail camera on the nesting site so that it measures how many times they come in and out, and how many babies they have, and just, you know, bird experts. And this would be a perfect place for that. It fits in completely with my philosophy of everything. That'd be really cool. And then, well, I'd have to look at a course catalog. Astronomy. Most astronomy is with big telescopes and processing computer data from telescopes. So somebody could certainly do that here, but they don't have to be here for it. Certainly we could just, somebody could come here and they could show people the stars, like every new moon or anytime it's not a full moon. You know, I'm at a high elevation, so I've got less atmosphere between me and the stars. I can make a place where there's not trees in the goddamn way of everything. We could go down in a valley here where there's no trees at all. Or I'm going to build a tower over there, a big place. And so it could be like, I could build a 5-story tower and have an observatory on the top where you go up there at certain times that are selected. And, you know, we could watch astronomical events and stuff. That'd be so cool. And of course, agriculture, there's infinite need there. Oh, I'm tired. I tend to get, like, my brain starts to just go when I'm tired. And it's painful. It's not physical pain. It's just that it won't shut the fuck off. And that's why I drink beer normally. But I'm deciding that I think I drink too much beer. I use it as a motivation to walk to town, which is a good motivation to have. But, you know, I've been walking in the morning. I think I should do it in the evening if I'm going to do it at all. And really, it just, you know, the whole drinking alone thing is just not fun. I mean, I used to have, like, muses over to watch me paint, and we drink some port. And I had a particular brand of port I liked. That was fun. That was really fun. That's hot coffee. Ugh. Gotta make sure my computer isn't sitting in the sun, because the sun's angle is changing in the day, and I don't want it sitting in the sun because it's already suffering a little bit as a computer. Occasionally it just suddenly reboots and stuff. I need to get a new computer, I think every year or 2 years. This one's over 2 years old, and alright, it is charging. That's now at 100%. Fuck it, I'm going to take it back inside. Okay, so I unplugged this. And this will put me back online because I just uploaded a bunch of videos. And then I'll come back out and get my computer. Because I want to build a whole business center here. I want to be able to handle, like, remote work people. And really make them ideal spots to work, more than one, because some teams should be separated from other teams. Some teams might be working on something secret. I have several secret projects where I want those folks to be isolated, and something I could even offer to corporations would be that they can come here and send an entire team that they would like to isolate for, let's say, 3 weeks. Because there's critical times in a project. And I know I got sent to Ireland once by a company because there was a project I was just not fully focusing on. And they sent me there, I think, for 2 reasons. One is to make contact with that group over there. And I could have done better at that, actually. I really didn't understand certain things. I was younger. In fact, I was always younger my whole life. And see, that's supposed to be funny. Is that funny? I guess not that funny. I don't know what funny is. Fuck everything. Alright. So, what are we doing here? I need to carry this object to in there. That is correct. Okay. And this object. And I can leave everything else here. I still have to not fucking forget that I'm pumping water, though. And it's now been over an hour, but I'm predicting 2 hours now for total fill time. And nobody has an eye on it. Ideally, I'd have webcams all over the place. I could put a fucking webcam on that, but it seems like a waste for just one thing. I could put a wireless one I can move around. And then I could spy on shit when I need to spy on shit. And I could also broadcast sometime, just like, I don't know, like what if I had chicks hatching, you know? And they were going to hatch over a 2-day period, because they don't all hatch at exactly the same time. And then people could watch them hatch online. That'd be really cute. You could get a lot of people watching that. It'd be super fun. Alright, so what's the plan, motherfucker? Here we go. A while back I made a video about people learning how to speak English off of me, which is a fairly funny idea. Okay, we do this, internet comes back on, got glasses, that's good. And I check in real quick. I lost my coffee, which is too hot to drink anyway. And I could be charging a battery. Fuck, I mean, I can't be perfect. Why not? Because it's too hard. Like, even in high school, like, I didn't try and have like a 4.0 GPA. You know, there was no point in having a 4.0 GPA. I had a 3.4 GPA, I believe. And in college, I had a 3.3, I think. Because there's no point in doing all the work to get a 4.0. I mean, it wasn't a matter of learning things. I learned plenty. Let's charge this battery here. We'll swap that out.